You can't say it, but you know it's true. Good evening, everybody. It is an honor to be here at my last, and perhaps the last, White House Correspondence Day. You all look great. The end of the Republic has never looked better. I do apologize. I know I was a little late tonight. I was running on CPT. Which stands for jokes that white people should not make. It's a tip for you, Jeff. Anyway, here we are. My 8th and final appearance at this unique event. And I am excited. If this material works well, I'm gonna use it at Goldman Sachs next year. Earn me some serious Tubmans. That's right. That's right. My brilliant and beautiful wife, Michelle, is here tonight. She looks so happy to be here. That's called practice. It's like learning to do 3-minute planks. She makes it look easy now, but next year at this time, someone else will be standing here in this very spot, and it's anyone's guess who she will be. But standing here, I can't help but be reflective, a little sentimental. 8 years ago, I said it was time to change the tone of our politics. In hindsight, I clearly should have been more specific. Eight years ago, I was a young man, full of idealism and vigor. And look at me now. I am gray, grizzled, just counting down the days till my death panel. Hillary once questioned whether I'd be ready for a 3 a.m. phone call. Now I'm awake anyway because I got to go to the bathroom. I'm up. In fact, somebody recently said to me, Mr. President, you are so yesterday. Justin Trudeau has completely replaced you. He's so handsome. He's so charming. He's the future. And I said, Justin, just give it a rest. I resented that. Meanwhile, Michelle has not aged a day. The only way you can date her in photos is by looking at me. Take a look. Here we are in 2008. Here we are a few years later. And this one is from 2 weeks ago. So time passes. In just 6 short months, I will be officially a lame duck. Which means Congress now will flat out reject my authority. And Republican leaders won't take my phone calls. And this is going to take some getting used to. It's a curveball. I don't know what to do with it. Of course, in fact, 4 months now, congressional Republicans have been saying there are things I cannot do in my final year. Unfortunately, this dinner was not one of them. But on everything else, it's another story. And you know who you are, Republicans. In fact, I think we've got Republican Senators Tim Scott and Cory Gardner. They're in the House, which reminds me, security, bar the doors. Judge Merrick Garland, come on out. We're going to do this right here, right now. It's like the Red Wedding. But it's not just Congress. Even some foreign leaders, they've been looking ahead, anticipating my departure. Last week, Prince George showed up to our meeting in his bathrobe. That was a slap in the face. A clear breach of protocol. Although while in England, I did have lunch with Her Majesty the Queen, took in a performance of Shakespeare, hit the links with David Cameron. Just in case anybody is still debating whether I'm black enough. I think that settles the debate. I won't lie. Look, this is a tough transition. It's hard. Key staff are now starting to leave the White House. Even reporters have left me. Savannah Guthrie, she's left the White House press corps to host the Today Show. Norah O'Donnell left the briefing room to host CBS This Morning. Jake Tapper left journalism to join CNN. But the prospect of leaving the White House is a mixed bag. You might have heard that someone jumped the White House fence last week, but I have to give Secret Service credit. They found Michelle, brought her back. She's safe. She's safe back at home now. It's only 9 more months, baby. Settle down. And yet somehow, despite all this, despite the churn, in my final year, my approval ratings keep going up. The last time I was this high, I was trying to decide on my major. And here's the thing, I haven't really done anything differently. So it's odd. Even my aides can't explain the rising poll numbers. What has changed? Nobody can figure it out. Puzzling. Anyway, in this last year, I do have more appreciation for those who've been with me on this amazing ride. Like one of our finest public servants, Joe Biden. God bless him. Love that guy. I love Joe Biden. I really do. And I want to thank him for his friendship, for his counsel, for always giving it to me straight, for not shooting anybody in the face. Thank you, Joe. Also, I would be remiss. Let's give it up for our host, Larry Wilmore. Also known as one of the two black guys who's not Jon Stewart. You're the South African guy, right? I love Larry. And his parents are here, who are from Evanston, which is a great town. I also would like to acknowledge some of the award-winning reporters that we have with us here tonight. Rachel McAdams, Mark Ruffalo, Leah Schreiber. Thank you all for everything that you've done. I'm just joking. As you know, Spotlight is a film, a movie, about investigative journalists with the resources and the autonomy to chase down the truth and hold the powerful accountable. Best fantasy film since Star Wars. Look, that was maybe a cheap shot. I understand the news business is tough these days. It keeps changing all the time. Every year at this dinner, somebody makes a joke about BuzzFeed, for example, changing the media landscape. And every year the Washington Post laughs a little bit less hard. There's kind of a silence there, especially at the Washington Post table. GOP Chairman Reince Priebus is here as well. Glad to see that you feel that you've earned a night off. Congratulations on all your success. The Republican Party, the nomination process, it's all going great. Keep it up. Kendall Jenner is also here, and we had a chance to meet her backstage. She seems like a very nice young woman. I'm not exactly sure what she does, but I am told that my Twitter mentions are about to go through the roof. Helen Mirren is here tonight. I don't even have a joke here. I just think Helen Mirren is awesome. She's awesome. Sitting at the same table, I see Mike Bloomberg. Mike, a combative, controversial New York billionaire, is leading the GOP primary, and it is not you. That has to sting a little bit. Although it's not an entirely fair comparison between you and the Donald. After all, Mike was a big city mayor. He knows policy in depth, and he's actually worth the amount of money that he says he is. What an election season. For example, we've got the bright new face of the Democratic Party here tonight, Mr. Bernie Sanders. There he is. Bernie, you look like $1 million. Or to put it in terms you'll understand, you look like 37,000 donations of $27 each. A lot of folks have been surprised by the Bernie phenomenon, especially his appeal to young people, but not me. I get it. Just recently, a young person came up to me and said she was sick of politicians standing in the way of her dreams. As if we were actually going to let Malia go to Burning Man this year. Was not going to happen. Bernie might have let her go, not us. I am hurt, though, Bernie, that you've been distancing yourself a little from me. I mean, that's just not something that you do to your comrade. Bernie's slogan has helped his campaign catch fire among young people. Feel the burn. Feel the burn. It's a good slogan. Hillary's slogan has not had the same effect. Let's see this. Look, I've said how much I admire Hillary's toughness, her smarts, her policy chops, her experience. You've got to admit it, though. Hillary trying to appeal to young voters is a little bit like your relative who just signed up for Facebook. Dear America, did you get my poke? Is it appearing on your wall? I'm not sure I'm using this right. Love, Aunt Hillary. It's not entirely persuasive. Meanwhile, on the Republican side, things are a little more, how shall we say this, a little more loose. Just look at the confusion over the invitations to tonight's dinner. Guests were asked to check whether they wanted steak or fish, but instead, a whole bunch of you wrote in Paul Ryan. That's not an option, people. Steak or fish. You may not like steak or fish, but that's your choice. Meanwhile, some candidates aren't polling high enough to qualify for their own joke tonight. The rules were well established ahead of time. And then there's Ted Cruz. Ted had a tough week. He went to Indiana, Hoosier country, stood on a basketball court, and called the hoop a basketball ring. What else is in his lexicon? Baseball sticks, football hats. But sure, I'm the foreign one. Well, let me conclude tonight on a more serious note. I want to thank the Washington Press Corps. I want to thank Carol for all that you do. You know, the free press is central to our democracy, and nah, I'm just kidding. You know I've got to talk about Trump. Come on. We weren't just going to stop there. Come on. Although I am a little hurt that he's not here tonight. We had so much fun the last time. And it is surprising. You've got a room full of reporters, celebrities, cameras, and he says no. Is this dinner too tacky for the Donald? What could he possibly be doing instead? Is he at home eating a Trump steak? Tweeting out insults to Angela Merkel? What's he doing? The Republican establishment is incredulous that he's their most likely nominee. Incredulous, shocking. They say Donald lacks the foreign policy experience to be president. But in fairness, he has spent years meeting with leaders from around the world. Miss Sweden, Miss Argentina, Miss Azerbaijan. And there's one area where Donald's experience could be invaluable, and that's closing Guantanamo. Because Trump knows a thing or two about running waterfront properties into the ground. All right, that's probably enough. I mean, I've got more material. No. I don't want to spend too much time on the Donald. Following your lead, I want to show some restraint. Because I think we can all agree that from the start, he's gotten the appropriate amount of coverage, befitting the seriousness of his candidacy. I hope y'all are proud of yourselves. The guy wanted to give his hotel business a boost, and now we're praying that Cleveland makes it through July. As for me and Michelle, we've decided to stay in D.C. for a couple more years. Thank you. This way, our youngest daughter can finish up high school. Michelle can stay closer to her plot of carrots. She's already making plans to see them every day. Take a look. But our decision has actually presented a bit of a dilemma because traditionally presidents don't stick around after they're done. And it's something that I've been brooding about a little bit. Take a look.
The Obamas are staying in D.C. for 2 years after the president leaves office.
He's about to go from commander-in-chief to couch commander.
You, Chuck Todd. What am I going to do in D.C. for 2 years?
Got a real dilemma, Mr. President.
I can't go every day, can I?
Which you like better, these or these?
Joe, they're the same.
They capture different moods.
Joe, I need some focus here.
Comes in there during aviator time, thinks everything.
I'm sorry, what's that?
I said, Mr. President, you have to be practical. And look, you can drive again, you're going to need a license. You love sports. Why don't you volunteer to work for one of the teams around here?
Is this the Washington Wizards? I understand you're looking for some coaching help. Let's just say I coached my daughter's team a few times. Hello? Hello? Finally. So I'm going to be in D.C. for a while, and I thought I'd take up driving again.
What's the name?
Barack Hussein Obama.
Thanks. Well, since you don't have a driver's license, you're gonna need a birth certificate.
Really?
Really.
It's real.
Is it?
It's real.
But is it?
Oh, Michelle left her phone. Huh. She's got Snapchat. Obamacare is great, and it's really working. Sign up now.
Breaking news.
Michelle Obama in hot water after posting this video earlier today.
Obamacare is great, and it's really working. Sign up now.
No?
No.
Did we get a lot of views at least?
Honey, enough. Why don't you just talk to somebody who's been through this? I gotta go to Soul Cycle.
She's right. I know who I need to talk to.
Hey, it's Barack. Listen, can we get together? Now that is a great move.
Yeah, it just
So, you got any advice for me?
So now you want my advice? First, stop sending me all these LinkedIn requests. And second, here's the beauty of this whole thing. You've got all the time in the world to figure this out. You can just be you for a while. If you know how to do that again.
So I can just be me.
And I can wear my mom jeans in peace. I hate these tight jeans.
Good. Yesterday, I had a beer at 11:30 in the morning. And you know, McDonald's now serves breakfast all day long.
You know, Michelle's going to be at spin class, so she'll never know.
Right. Let it go. You know, it won't be long. You'll be able to walk right out of the Oval Office singing zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. And you got plenty of time to work on your tan. And you know what? I finally got the grand bargain on a sweet Chevy Tahoe. Look here. Look here. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks for keeping that applause going all the way, too. I appreciate that. Oh, welcome to Negro Night here at Washington. Or as Fox News will report, 2 thugs disrupt elegant dinner in D.C. That's how they do it. Nice to be here, though, at the White House Correspondence Dinner, or as you know they're going to call it next year, Donald Trump presents a luxurious evening paid for by Mexico. I'm very scared of that. But thank you so much. It's an absolute honor to be here tonight. I want to thank the President, the First Lady, Caroline, the White House Correspondence Association for hiring me, and Mitch McConnell for not blocking my nomination. Seriously, you got to give Mitch McConnell credit. At this point, he could block LeBron James. He's unbelievable. But to tell you a little bit about me, so I am a black man who replaced a white man who pretended to be a TV newscaster. So, yeah, in that way, Lester Holt and I have a lot in common. And I have to admit, it's not easy to follow the president, man. You got some jokes, Mr. President. President's funny. Stay in your lane, man. It's not fair. You don't see me going around presidenting all the time, right? I don't go around passing health care and signing executive orders, pardoning turkeys, not closing Guantanamo. Oh, wait, maybe I did do that. But I have to say, it's great. It looks like you're really enjoying your last year of the presidency. Saw you hanging out with NBA players like Steph Curry, Golden State Warriors. That was cool, yeah. You know, it kind of makes sense, too, because both of you like raining down bombs on people from long distances, right? That's true. What? Am I wrong? What? Speaking of drones, how is Wolf Blitzer still on television? Ask a follow-up question. Hey, Wolf, I'm ready to project tonight's winner. Anyone that isn't watching the Situation Room. Oh, it's that. No, all right, fine. I like Wolf. Fine. Vice President Joe Biden is there. Nice to see you, Vice President. That's great. I heard Joe's retiring, moving back to Delaware, which is good. He won't have to answer any more difficult questions like, hey, don't I know you from somewhere? But I have to say about the First Lady, it's so nice to have dinner with you. She's the epitome of Grace class employees, isn't she? It really is, yeah. Not to be confused with future first gentleman Bill Clinton, whose 3 favorite strippers are named Grace class employees. Yeah, don't make that mistake. Don't make that mistake. It's the Late Show, Mr. President. I can do these jokes. So. And let me just say, Mr. President, the office has taken its toll on you. You look terrible, Mr. President. No, you do, man. I mean, look at you. Your hair is so white, it tried to punch me at a Trump rally. President's hair is so white, you keep saying all lives matter. All right, fine. Fine, I get it. I get it. No, man, you came in here looking like Denzel. Now you're going out looking like Grady from Sanford and Son. I know it's a dated reference, but you're dated, Mr. President. All I'm saying is that in less than 8 years, Mr. President, you busted 2 time-honored stereotypes, black does crack. And apparently, once you go black, it looks like we are going back. Yeah. Thanks, Ben Carson. I gotta be careful picking on you, though, Mr. President. You know, a couple of years ago during this dinner, you were like killing Osama bin Laden. Remember that? Who are you killing tonight? Can't be print journalism. That industry's been dead for a while now, right? Sorry. I'm just kidding. Shout out to the print media. No, really, you have to shout. They're like all over 70 now. You know? So the follow-up was nice, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh, by the way, you guys, Black Lives Matter is here tonight. I'm just kidding. Relax, white people. They're not here. It's just a joke. Just relax. Just relax. But I am impressed with the people in this room. There are so many rich, powerful people in this room. You know, it's nice to finally match the names to the faces in the Panama Papers. It's very nice, right? You know, it's nice to see them go together. Will Smith is here from the upcoming movie Suicide Squad. Yeah. Big Wilmore. By the way, not to be confused with the new Jeb Bush documentary Suicide Watch. Yeah. Groans are good. Groans are good. Anthony Anderson is here from the hit show Blackish. Blackish. Yeah. Which was also my nickname in high school, unfortunately. Yeah. That's what they called you in Kenya, too, didn't they, Mr. President? C-SPAN, of course, is carrying tonight's dinner live. Yeah. Which is ironic because most of the viewers aren't. It's true, guys. C-SPAN is the #1 network among people who died watching TV, and no one's found them yet. No, but it is good to be on C-SPAN. Glad I'm not on your rival network, no input, HDMI 1. That was for me, that was for me. CNN is here tonight. You mentioned CNN, yeah. I've been watching CNN a long time. Yep, used to watch it back when it was the news network. I did. Was it all CNN here tonight? I don't know about you guys, but I can't get enough of that CNN countdown clock. Now we can see exactly when they hit 0 in the ratings. Yeah. And not to throw any shade, but Fox News is the highest rated cable news channel among viewers who have no idea what shade means. Fox News actually tried to convince America that Beyonce was anti-cop after her Black Panther-inspired performance at the Super Bowl. Anti-cop, come on. At the most, she's anti-pants. Right? I think Fox News secretly likes Beyonce, though. They just renamed the Kelly file Becky with the good hair. Lemonade, Mr. Vice President? Yeah. Lemonade? Yeah. No? Yeah. Oh, okay. MSNBC here tonight? No? Which actually now stands for missing a significant number of black correspondents. Am I wrong? Have you guys seen they fired Melissa Harris Perry? They canceled Joy Reid. They booted Touré. I heard they put Chris Hayes on probation because they thought he was related to Isaac Hayes. That's wrong. MSNBC got rid of so many black people. I thought Boko Haram was running that network. What was going on? You know, I should say some of America's finest black journalists are here tonight. Don Lemon's here too. Hey Don, how's it going? Alleged journalist Don Lemon, everybody. Al Sharpton, I think, was here tonight. You know, I'm surprised Al's a Hillary supporter. You don't put a relaxer in your hair for 40 years and not feel the burn. That just doesn't happen. It's impossible, is what I'm saying, right? By the way, if you're sitting next to Al Sharpton, feel free to feel the perm. It's okay. We've cleared it. It's all right. Lots of big news this year. The Treasury promised to put Harriet Tubman's face on the $10 bill, but now we have to wait until 2030 for the $20 bill. Yeah. Man, women haven't been this deceived by a bill since Cosby. Oh, like I did it. Yeah. Ben Carson was also against Harriet Tubman replacing Andrew Jackson on the $20 bill. He praised Jackson, saying he was a tremendous president. From the grave, Andrew Jackson replied, "What did that jigaboo say?" That's what he said. That's what he said. I'm just the reporter, you guys. I'm just the reporter. I'm the reporter, Mr. President. Yeah. Did Larry Wilmore say jigaboo on Obama's last? I did. I honestly did. But 2016 has been a beast, though, man. We lost David Bowie, Merle Haggard, Prince, or as Hillary Clinton calls it, my favorite singer, my favorite singer, my favorite singer. Okay. Biggest thing this year, though, has been the presidential election. Lincoln Chafee ran an admirable campaign. Now he's back to doing what he does best, manning the pottery booth at the craft fair. Chris Christie was supposed to be here tonight. I don't know if he made it. He RSVP'd for 3. Him, his wife, and Donald Trump's dry cleaning. I shouldn't make fun of Chris. Lost a lot of weight recently, didn't he? He said, this is what he said. He said he just eliminated everything from his routine that wasn't necessary, like his self-pride and dignity. You guys are tough, man. Senator Bernie Sanders is here tonight. Senator. Which I'm surprised you never come to these things. He usually goes to the White House Correspondence early bird dinner. Yeah, it's nice of you to come to this one this time, Senator. I appreciate it. Senator recently had a hernia operation. His doctors say it's his own fault for trying to lift the hopes of the disenfranchised. You got to stretch before you do that, Senator. I am confused with Bernie's stance on guns, though I have to. He seems anti-gun. He seems to be anti-gun everywhere except Vermont. Bernie doesn't care who gets a gun in Vermont. There are no black people in Vermont. I have to give you credit, though, Bernie. You are trying hard to get the black vote. I think it's great. Bernie's been hanging around with rapper Killer Mike, or as Hillary Clinton calls him, Super Predator Mike. You know? Sure. Bernie Sanders gets knocked for his age, which is kind of unfair. It is, isn't it? Although I will say that Bernie's so old, his first campaign slogan was fire. Remember that? Remember that? That's cool. Free stuff, right? Yeah. I'm not making it. Bernie's so old, when God said, let there be light, Bernie said, conserve energy, let's sit in the dark. It's okay. But man, you have to admit, it is a really tough race between Senator Bernie Sanders and Democrat nominee Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton was flustered when a Black Lives Matter protester challenged her. Man, whew, I haven't seen a white lady that upset over being blindsided by a black person since Kelly Ripa. Right? Exactly. Hillary's had some awkward interactions with Black Lives Matter. She has, man. You know it's bad when her immediate response is, can't we talk about Benghazi? Please? And Bernie got in trouble. Remember Bernie got in trouble for saying Hillary was unqualified? That's right. Hillary, she is extremely qualified. In fact, when you factor in all of her policy flip-flops, she is at least several of the most qualified candidates ever to run for president. No, I'm not wrong. Donald Trump said that if Hillary Clinton were a man, he didn't think she'd get 5% of the vote. Okay, all right. First of all, if Hillary Clinton were suddenly a man, her biggest problem would be finding a bathroom she'd be allowed to use in North Carolina. All right? That'd be her biggest problem. Donald Trump says he's going to try and be more presidential. It's true. He's serious about it, too. So he says that now, when he boasts about his genitalia during a debate, he's only going to refer to it as his President Johnson. That's it. LBJ? Oh, very good. Thank you. And I can't understand why everybody treats Donald Trump with kid gloves. And then I realized they're the only gloves that'll fit his stupid little baby hands. Oh, man. But actually, frankly, Donald Trump, his campaign is inspiring. Mass violence. And whenever I turn on the TV, I see Trump's family campaigning for him, you know, gushing all over him. Or as it's also known as Morning Joe. Have you seen Morning Joe? Oh, come on, guys, seriously. No, you know it's true. Guys, Morning Joe has their head so far up Trump's ass, they bumped into Chris Christie. You know that's true. You know I'm not lying. You know that's true. But Donald Trump, you know what it is with Donald Trump? Donald Trump looks like the rich dad in every episode of Law and Order where the frat kid accidentally strangles a hooker, right? Doesn't he? Or as they say here at the Washington Hilton, Tuesdays. Tuesdays work. But guys, I am not surprised Donald Trump is happening to America because I watch movies. I do. And every time there's a black president, something always comes to destroy the earth. Always. It's true. Ted Cruz has vowed to stay in the race. Man, everybody hates Ted Cruz. Even O.J. Simpson said, that guy's just hard to like. This is true. This is true. You know, there's a joke going around the internet that Ted Cruz is actually the Zodiac killer. Right? I'm not making that up, you know. Come on, that's absurd. You know, some people actually liked the Zodiac killer. Recently, Ted Cruz got a string of wins and endorsements, and then everybody remembered who Ted Cruz is, the Zodiac killer. Ted Cruz got 0 delegates in New York, which is actually 5 more than I thought he would get for the Zodiac killer. John Boehner came out of retirement and described Ted Cruz as Lucifer in the flesh. Lucifer. I mean, that is not fair, man. Lucifer is horrible, but he's not the Zodiac killer. Recently, Heidi Cruz revealed that after they got married, Ted bought them like 100 cans of soup. Not making yourself look less like the Zodiac killer, Ted Cruz. Not doing it. I don't even think Ted Cruz wants to be president. I think he's just crisscrossing the country Zodiac killing. That's my theory on it. All right, that's enough on it. Ted Cruz actually announced Carly Fiorina as his VP pick. And he's not even the nominee yet. You've seen this, right? Who does that? Except the Zodiac killer. No, but see, think how strange it is, you guys. Think how strange it is. Ted Cruz picked a vice president? That doesn't make sense. Because serial killers always work alone. Starting to make sense now. And I don't know if you thought about this, but if Carly Fiorina were vice president, she would only be a heartbeat away from being Zodiac killed. It's very important information. People should know. But right now, it's all about you, Mr. President. You've got 7 months left, and we should enjoy every moment of it. That's right, soak it in, people. I don't know when we're getting a black president again. I mean, they're not even going to let Morgan Freeman be president in movies anymore for a while. Right? The president and first lady will return to private life. That's going to be different for you guys. Nobody to wash your dishes or, change the bed linen, sweep the floors. You're going to miss Joe Biden. Oh, man. Oh, I just got a note from the president saying that if you want another drink, you should order it now because the bar will be closing down. Of course, he said the same thing about Guantanamo, so you have at least another 8 years. He made that joke. But just think, Mr. President, in less than a year, you'll be playing golf every day, so things won't be that different. It'll be great. And this is your last year in office, right? So now your legacy begins. So I want to talk about what you're leaving behind. And I don't mean the black Jesus in the Lincoln bedroom. No, I'm just saying, make sure you take all of your culturally specific items with you so you can get your security deposit back, Mr. President. Quick impression of the next president moving in. What's cocoa butter? What is? I've never heard of such a thing. But I have to say, when it's all said and done, Mr. President, after 8 years in the White House, we are really going to miss Michelle. We really are. Thank you for being a good sport, Mr. President, but all jokes aside, let me just say how much it means for me to be here tonight. I've always joked that I voted for the president because he's black. And people say, well, do you agree with his policies? And I've always said, I agree with the policy that he's black. I say, as long as he keeps being black, I'm good. People say, what about Iraq? Is he still black? But behind that joke is a humble appreciation for the historical implications for what your presidency means. When I was a kid, I lived in a country where people couldn't accept a black quarterback. Now think about that. A black man was thought by his mere color not good enough to lead a football team. And now, to live in your time, Mr. President, when a black man can lead the entire free world. Words alone do me no justice. So, Mr. President, if I'm going to keep it 100, yo, Barry, you did it, my nigga. Did it.